Welcome everyone to the space. I appreciate you being patient. I had to take care of a few things before I start the podcast Q&A. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you coming. Um, I haven't even done my good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all between the binary. This is Getting Informed with Wajeeh. I'm Wajeeh Lion. Thank you so much for tuning in today. There's several things we should be talking about. Will you sing more for the pre-show? I don't think my voice is that good to be singing. Um, Published three articles between yesterday and today. Published an article for you about the this morning about Iran's capabilities of digging out everything. Trying to pull up my talking points. Yesterday, I was dealing with some pain management and I had to take care of personal stuff. That's why I wasn't able to come up. Wasn't feeling too well with the pain management. Is it true that Putin moved nuclear arms to Belarus? I have not heard anything about that. That would have been a perfect question for Malcolm or Jacob. Someone is asking, what does the future of Iran look like in the 3 years ahead? Anyone that tells you knows what the future of Iran is lying to you. No one knows what the future of Iran is specifically with everything that's happening. Uh, it is important that we slow down a little bit. It is important. I'm not sure what the someone is saying. Teresa was saying the internet says Russia has lost between 325,000 to 350,000 soldiers in the war with Ukraine. Do you think it's more than that? I'm sure they don't count the Koreans and Yemenis. They're not counting the Koreans and Yemenis. Absolutely not. I'm not. But they're also not retrieving their bodies, and when they get captured by the Ukrainians, they're not considered a priority when they're doing like when they're exchanging prisoners. Those Korean and Yemeni prisoners are the last. They're not even considered in this whole ordeal. So you'll end up finding a lot of people from Yemen or from South Korea, from North Korea, stuck there in illegal limbos. Where's the merch? You don't know where the merch is at? We'll help you out. Let's post it for you guys. Merch is right here. I just added it to the question site, and I'll add it here one more time. Make sure to grab it now. It's only available for like 19 days or so. And I made sure to give you good prices. I didn't want you to spend too much on it. Uh, and I tried to find you for people who are looking for all natural product. In terms of shirts, there are all natural cotton, and then there are other options. There's camel hoodie that I got myself, and then there's the heavy made material made. I got one of those. Question: What is the current status of the crude oil market concerning the Strait of Hormuz? It's shit. How is it doing? It's doing like the shittiest thing you could imagine. It's not doing so well. Nothing is coming out in terms of oil. No one is buying oil. Anything that's coming is gone all the way to the Red Sea and then is being shipped. Nothing from the Strait of Hormuz. Nothing. Zero. Nada. You want a Wajeeh Lion branded fez hat? If you find someone that makes handmade fez hats like they used to make them in the old days, let me know. Those shops are not too if you notice, this is made out of straw in the middle and then some sort of wool on the outside, and it's made by hand in a mold in Egypt. So we'll see. That's a little bit harder one. I love the organic option. Yeah, I like to give people, different options. We are working on getting you guys the mugs. I think the mugs would be easier to do just like this. Just the YG Lion podcast with the Arabic. So that's what it'll be. Next question. So sorry I'm not able to subscribe monetarily at the time, but I really appreciate you. I'm also unable to remain online since my if you can't afford becoming a paid subscriber, I'm gonna send you a DM. Send me the email associated with your account. I'll give you a premium membership on the house. Okay? No problem. Our community is inclusive. You don't have to be rich to be part of our community. I wonder about the mugs as coffee dinner drinker. Yeah, yeah. I'm working on mugs for you guys. I promise. It's on the in the works. Let me push this way so I could see my tablet. So direct combat between Iran and the United States and Israel, the U.S. Israeli coalition has you know permanently changed the Middle East security apparatus. Uh, Started with the 12-day war in 2025, and then in February 28th, we saw 2026, we saw Epic Fury, Operation Epic Fury. The coalition in total has hit 13,000, used 13,000 ammunition to hit approximately 11,000 targets. The strategic initial assessment gave us confirmation of the decapitation of the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and his top apparatus government. What we know is that that was, even though it was a success in eliminating the leader, what we failed in is eliminating the government. We failed to fully estimate the Iranian capabilities. We did not understand the mosaic military strategy and government strategy that they have adopted. And as a result, we continue to see this war continuing on. Tehran, currently, while we say we have peace talks, has exploited this opportunity of chaos and ceasefire to relocate surviving nuclear uh, centrifuges into heavily fortified underground bunkers. Iran rapidly has been expanding its stockpile of highly enriched uranium, directly compressing the timeline required to engineer a functional nuclear weapon. And if I'm being honest with you guys, Iran has already enough enriched uranium, highly enriched uranium, that that they have enough of it to make at least 12 bombs, nuclear bombs. So, do they have the material to make a nuclear weapon already? Yes, they do. They already do. The Supreme Leader also came out today and said that there is in no equivocal way that the Iranian government would be willing to give up any of its nuclear or highly enriched uranium stockpiles. The U.S. 30,000-pound bunker buster successfully collapsed tunnels in the mountains where these tunnels would have housed some of the missiles, the batteries, or the highly enriched uranium. But that's all it was successful in. It was not able to destroy the those missiles. It was not able to destroy those batteries. It was not able to destroy that highly enriched uranium. And so far, the Iranian government have shown the world that they are capable of digging out that rubble just using regular civilian tools. Current intelligence indicate that two-thirds of Iranian mobile missiles launchers survived the bombardment. This is a significant upward revision from the previous 50% that the Trump administration said that they have destroyed. US intelligence has also shown that there is rapid production of Iranian missiles and Iranian drones. Let me remind you that Iranian drones are very cheap, costing fraction of the price of any US missile that would be launched toward those drones. That's why the United States currently is, trying to find other solutions. Like they have been installing these laser repellers against drones, but I don't know how accurate these lasers are against how many drones. Like, what if you get a swarm of 100 drones? Is that laser going to be able to take all 100 down? I'm not sure. Then we found out about the supply chain that Iran still has through China that is allowing Tehran to build all these type of weapons. What we also learned yesterday that I didn't publish is that turns out Iran is selling oil to Turkey, Pakistan, in basically all the countries it's directly neighbor to. They're selling oil to them directly, regardless of sanctions. And countries are buying that oil regardless of sanctions because all of the world needs that oil at the moment and no one has access to enough oil. So instead of, we thought we took out these facilities for years, it turns out we only took them out for months, a few months instead of a year. Maybe a 1 or 2, 3 months, 4 months. Crazy. And we used half of our stockpile to do that or something like stupid like that. And the financial models that we have about our attacks against Iran all show that we would be going bankrupt because we're borrowing money to fight a war that we cannot afford. People asking about merch. Let's read the questions you guys sent me on the group. Do you think it was for energy or bomb? What is for energy or bomb? Nuclear materials? Well, if it's highly enriched uranium, then it's not for energy. Highly enriched uranium is for bombs. What about the cups? What cups, Teresa? What fuckery is going on in Lebanon? Lebanon has been a fuckery for years. I don't know if you're just noticing this. You guys maybe are just noticing this now. But the Israeli-Lebanese fuckery has been going on for a very long time. We try to explain this to you guys. When France was leaving its Lebanon as imperial government, they divided the government into three sections: Sunni, Shi'i, and um, Christian Orthodox, Christian, you know, it's a form of Catholicism. I forgot, but it's the old Catholic belief. And the problem is the Speaker of the Parliament is Shi'i, the President is Sunni, and the Prime Minister is Christian. It's something like that. Coptic, yes, thank you. And since that system was created, they have essentially promised Lebanon a failed government since the start. None of these, groups are necessarily mean that they have the best interests of the Lebanese government just because of their faith. And that just basically pushed out everyone else that has nothing to do with the Islamic faith or the Christian faith. And it made the Lebanese people more polarized than come together. So you'll find very, very strong opinions on way different part of the spectrum from the Lebanese people, and that still exists till now. So you have Hamas, you have Hezbollah, you have uh, which is considered the most armed militia in on the planet. You have the Sunnis, who are heavily influenced by the Saudi government. Then the Christians, who are, strong pro-Israel, strong pro-French government and stuff like that. And the combination of all of that makes the whole situation very, very complicated. Does Iran has underground facilities throughout the country? Yes, especially inside mountains. Iran has learned, yes, Iran thinks that they need to get a nuclear breakthrough sometime soon. Because if they believe if they get their hands on it, then that will stop the United States from attacking Iran. As simple as that. Emerge, someone said, could Iran emerge as a great power? Iran has emerged at the moment as a Middle Eastern superpower. Iran just showed the world right now that they are a Middle Eastern superpower, whether we like to admit it or not. That's the reality. The fact that they could withstand US attacks, withstand Israeli attacks, and withstand the attacks from the Gulf states and survive and attack back and shut down the Strait of Hormuz and have control over the world global economy. Yes, they definitely have showed the world that they are a regional superpower. We may have decimated their leadership, but the way they have structured their government made them able to withstand those type of attack and continue striving and hitting back and continue moving on. That's nothing normal that we see in any country that can withstand that type of attack. If you're just tuning in now, please like, subscribe, and share. Make sure that you are getting the latest notifications so you can stay informed and up to date. We publish almost every day, or we try to publish every day, whether it's Q&A on live Q&A on Substack, and then it's recorded and added to YouTube and other platforms. If you like this type of content, subscribe. You don't have to be a paid subscriber. It's free. If you want to become a paid subscriber, that helps us a long way. Pays the bill, medical bills, normal bills, pays the food for us to have food on the table, helps us get a team involved to get us more, uh, to do more of the work that we do and give you more information. Will I be having coffee mugs? Yes, I will be offering coffee cups. Um, if you give me some time, I'm working on getting those coffee mugs out. Originally, they were supposed to come out with the t-shirts, but um, we might do a different design for the mugs, something like this rather than the picture that's on the shirt. But yeah, we're working on it. Um, they have issued an order to make a nuclear weapon, probably. Someone is saying that the news media has reported on in Iran, but they still haven't been able to put that on a missile or anything like that. They could try to get their hand on a ballistic missile that's able to carry a nuclear bomb, but they still need some. They need some help from China and Russia to finish those last two parts, I think. My DIL father was at the Lebanon-Israeli border in 1960s. It has been a mess since the creation of Israel. They went the whole, yep, they want the whole cake. Unfortunately, the far right of Israeli government wants the whole cake. Yes. There's many Israelis that just want peace, but that doesn't mean that that's what the current Israeli government wants. There's many Israelis that want the whole cake as well, which is kind of confusing. Kind of confusing. And, you know, I think this is maybe a bold statement, but without the creation of the state of Israel, I think most Arab countries would have still had their Arabic Jewish populations. Because it was after the creation of Israel and after the Arab-Israeli war that Arab countries started, stealing the properties of the Israeli people and kicking them, not Israel, the Jewish people from Arab countries and kicking them out. And many of those Jewish people ended up going to Israel. So, it's one big circle. They started kicking out Palestinians, Arabs started kicking out Jews, and these Jews went either to Israel or the United States or South America or neighboring countries. But mostly they went to Israel, South America, and North America. History is complicated and we have to look at all the sides. That's all I have to say. You brought up that the U.S. planes yesterday leaving the Middle East as a preparation of an attack. Has that changed? And do you think we are res uh, repositioning to Cuba? I don't think Trump trusts Netanyahu not to make an attack. And that's why I think that the United States is still there because he might have to attack, and Trump might find himself in a situation where he has to defend Israel again. Um, if Netanyahu does that, would that destroy his relationship with Trump? It might, but Trump needs the Israeli support. He needs the Zionist support, I think, if you want to call that, or the far right Israeli support, or the Israeli lobby support, whatever you want to call it. Trump is looking for money. Money, baby, money. And as long as the Gulf states are saying if you continue to do that, we ain't giving you no money, he's gonna rethink everything. Do you think that we are still on the way to food, medicine, and essential shortages? We are already in food, medicine, and essential shortages. The United States in particular lives in a bubble because we have most of these stuff, or we've been able to afford to import most of these stuff. But if most of the world is living in that shortage. If we continue on this path, yes, we definitely will have more shortages and it'll get even worse and worse. Do I think that the creation of the West Bank was the start of all of it? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'll add you to the premium membership, Mr. Jeremy. Um, Here, we'll add you to the premium membership, Jeremy. Here, I'll see what I can do. We'll add you now, so I don't forget. I am forgetful. 1 year. No, don't unsubscribe because if you unsubscribe, then it's very hard for me to give you that premium membership again. That's not the way I like design the system. That's just how Substack has their system. If you unsubscribe after I gave you a premium membership, for some reason you lose that premium membership. So I just sent you one. I hope that works. Hey, will oil prices decrease or will it remain the same or get some? It will get more expensive. Someone's saying Wyatt is saying he's wanting to gift membership. So if you want a membership and you can't afford it, reach out to Wyatt. Wyatt might be able to gift you a premium membership on the house. I am a printer. How about stickers? I wouldn't say no. I'm trying to get the design from the company I paid them to design the stuff for. I wouldn't say no. Will oil prices continue to rise if Trump finds an off ramp? They'll probably continue to be high, but it won't continue to rise. And the reason it will continue to be high is because there's still a lot of shortage around the world. And as long as that shortage is still there, as long as the prices will continue to be high. But I don't think it will continue to rise. Good question. Mama K is saying she's willing to give away more, premium memberships as well. Thank you, Mama K. That means a lot. I'm looking for questions. Are we still on track to run out of gas in the US by early? Yes, we are, and on track to run out of oil by the early to end of June. Of course, Jeremy, I'm glad that you have joined the community. I hope that you make friends with everyone else here. We are, a very supportive community with, diverse backgrounds, and everyone is welcome, regardless of your income, regardless of your race. What else? What kind of questions do we have? Of course, we wouldn't be here without your support, guys. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing the work. As much as considering how much money is being made by market manipulation as grifting scammers, why stop this game? That's a very good point, Thomas. That's why the game has been uh, going this for this long. But I think recently Trump has been finding out how much money the United States in general has been losing, and how much money that the U.S. will be spending. And Trump is just learning that he won't be making money in the long run as much. Um, and the gift that investments that the Gulf states have promised to invest and gift the United States would all go away. Um, Additionally, his poll numbers are, in the deep shit. I think Trump would have better luck running for himself than running for others, especially in an election like not that's not a presidential election, and that a lot of people in the US would be, you know, thinking about whether they want to support him or not. Have you looked into Kushner Saudi connections on the canal from Saudi to Gaza? I don't know about the Kushner Saudi connections with Gaza support, but I know about the Saudi Kushner connections in general. Since the first Trump administration, Kushner was became a very close friend with the Saudi Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and is kept a very close relationship. And the Gulf states and Saudi Arabia, funded 99% of his hedging company or his finance company. And these countries got 0% back in return. Just to tell you that all of that money that they gave him was just bribes. What would a typical day look like after June with no oil, and what are the other impacts? You could imagine, government restrictions, for civilians, shorter showers, earlier times for stores to shut down. You could imagine facing empty shelves, facing no paper toilet, no products from foreign countries, so forth, so on and so forth. and it doesn't change. Where are we sending extra money for premium membership or couldn't? So, like, if you don't know how to buy someone else a premium membership, you can send me that money directly and I'm donating those memberships away anyways. Or you can have if you met someone in the community and they are willing to give you their email address, you can go to gift a membership under the premium membership where you buy the membership and it says gift a membership. You would add their information on there and you'd be able to add them to the premium membership. Will it stop the war? I don't see the war stopping anytime soon unless Trump agrees on a lot of things that Iran wants to agree on. So some people that are wanting, yeah, I already answered your question about the premium memberships. Do you think other countries are trying to stabilize the US? Economically, no, they don't care about stabilizing the United States economically as much as they're trying to stabilize their own economy. The whole world is in their own crisis at the moment, and no one is looking at the United States as a place where they can get their own stability. And if they were looking at the United States, they wouldn't be looking to help the United States. They need help themselves. Plus, you have to understand the United States took advantage of a lot of countries instead of helping them out. And different presidents have been hawkish toward many countries across the world. And many countries around the world came around the United States because it was and it is the strongest country in the world. You know what I mean? Do I think Israel will start bombing Iran again if they want to force Trump's hand into this war? Yes. Yes, there is an option to gift a membership as a gift or to give a membership as a gift. Just a reminder that yesterday I published two articles. One of them was about the Russian human trafficking pipeline from Yemen to the fight in Ukraine. I gave a strategic update about the choke point and escalation regarding the deadlock between the United States and Iran. And this morning I published an article about the Iranian capabilities digging out whatever that's under the rebel so they can come back and fight this war. Am I feeling a little better? I'm I mean, doing my best for recovery. It's difficult, but I'm trying to balance between everything. Appreciate you asking. I did drop. If you're just coming in and you don't know, we do have merch officially. Merch is gonna be up for less than 20 days. Make sure to get your hands on it now before tomorrow. There will be other drops of merch. This is not the only drop of merch that we do, but this is the first one. So if you wanna get your hands on it and you wanna make sure you would be one of the first to get your hands on some Wajeeh Lion merch, this is the first iteration, so I hope that you like it. Make sure that it is available in most sizes that I can find. So it should be size friendly, gender friendly as well. I already posted the merch is in my group chat. So if you just go to my group chat, you'll find the merch. It's the last post I have on there. There's a link. You just click on it and you go on there. Right now is just t-shirts and hoodies, but there will be mugs coming up soon. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate you all watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you cannot afford becoming a paid subscriber, subscribe, send me a message, and I'll add you to the premium membership on the house. No worries. If you can afford becoming a paid member, or if you can afford gifting paid memberships, please do so. Invite others to become part of this community where the sole focus is on education and empowering other on, being able to understand the Middle East and analyze what's happening. We try to do this on a daily basis and update you with the latest updates so you don't have to do it full time. If you have any questions or any requests, DM to me, and if I see it's something I could do or I think it's a good idea, actually go for it. You can ask everyone that has suggested stories or asked some questions and I have answered them. Yeah. So your support helps us do this every day. Please consider becoming a supporter. If you have any questions, send your questions over and we'll see you tomorrow. If we didn't get to your question, I'm sure I got to all the questions, but if we didn't get to your question today, we'll get to it tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. مع السلامة. باي باي. وبالإنجليزي goodbye.